And that was a good season for Leicester all round. Obviously, we just spoke about the Cup, finished 8th in the league. Probably could have done better if we hadn't have sold Heskey to Liverpool on deadline day.
100%.
Stan had come into the club as well. But throughout that, well, not throughout that season, but there was a couple of occasions in that season, Frank, that I'm not going to say you became infamous for...
No, say it. Say it.
But you had a little tendency to, you know, inadvertently put the ball into your own net on occasion.
Yeah.
And, I just remember the start of the season. We were playing Arsenal away at Highbury.
Yeah.
Big game.
Yeah.
Weren't we 2-0 up or something?
No, we were 1-0 up.
1-0 up.
1-0 up.
Was, wasn't it?
1-0 up at Highbury.
And then there was really late on as well.
There was a foul on me and they've gone through and equalised. That wasn't given. And then Arsenal get a corner. And up pops Frank.
Yeah.
Over to you, Frank.
Yeah, it was just one of those. I remember one of my jobs that I used to enjoy doing was being the 6-yard man.
Yes.
You know, doing the 6-yard zone. Because I liked attacking the ball. So I was in that zone.
I tell you what, and you had a great leap on you as well.
I could jump from a size.
Yeah.
And that's why I liked it. And because I was quite quick off the mark, I could get to the ball and be that first contact player. So I used to do that job throughout my career. Managers thought that was the ideal job for me to do. So I was on the 6-yard line. Obviously, Arsenal got a corner late on. And it's on my head. The ball coming in, it's on my head. And what I should have done was edit it, which you do 9 times out of 10. If it's on your head, you normally edit and turn around to the keeper or whatever and say, that was on my head, you know what I mean, whatever, and then just get out the box or whatever, clear your box. And for some reason, I ducked because Tim, the cat,
He gave you a shout late.
He gave me a shout late
Wow.
to punch it. And he came steaming in the back of me. And as he's gone to punch the ball, it's come off as I've ducked, instead of heading it, it's just come off the top of my head and gone into the empty net. And then you see Tim Flowers giving it that, going past like Superman. So it was just one of those fluke things that happened. Obviously, you're disappointed because
you're told, regardless, edit.
And ask questions later.
Yeah, exactly. And we worked so hard in that game to be in that position that we were in. So that was a massive disappointment for me. With that situation. But I understood it. I understood the situation because I knew the game and I knew the next time that happens, I'm heading it and tell him to stay in his cage. Do you know what I mean? 100%. So the understanding was there. So again, like I said earlier, I didn't lose no confidence from that because I knew I made an error of judgment. I should have gone and edited it.
That happens.
So that thing's happened. So
You didn't have long to wait, Frank, until the next situation arose again. So in between the Arsenal game, we play Coventry, I think, at home. We have a good, solid 1-0 win. Great result. Obviously, East Midlands Derby.
Big game.
And then we have followed by another home game against Chelsea. Again, you've just named all the stars that were in that side. We're beating Chelsea 2-1 at home. Chelsea get a free kick. Ball comes in the box.
Bang, it's in the back of your own net again.
Pops Frank. Over to you, Frank.
Yeah, so again, I didn't know what happened with that goal until I watched it back and realised what happened. So obviously, it was all a blur at the time because, again, the disappointment of scoring an own G late in the game.
2-0 up in that game.
2-0 up in that game. We ended up drawing 2-2.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what happened. All I know is I've had the last touch and it's gone in the back of my net. But after the game, one, there's the disappointment, the instant disappointment of it. But two, I'm like, I didn't get how that ended up in the back of the net, on my own net, and I've had the last touch on it. So it went until I watched it back, and I seen what happened. So basically, the balls, I think we've headed the first one out. The ball's been put back in. We're trying to go up to shift the forward line out of our box, and then when we realise the ball's coming back in, we try and dip back in to defend the returning cross. And as I've gone to the far post, I know they've got men on round the back of me, so I've got to get something on this. And when I watched it back, I think it was Tor Andre Flo quite a big lad.
Smallest, is it?
You know, quite a big lad, was beyond me, round the back post, and he's waiting to head one in. So I'm thinking, I can sense there's somebody behind me.
Yeah.
I've got to get something on the ball. As I go to head the ball, little Dennis Wise grabs my shirt and pulls me back down to ground. So what happens is I go to leap to head it. He nudges me and pulls me back down to ground. So when the ball hits me head, I'm on my way down instead of on my way up. And it literally just touches the top of my head and goes in the back of the net again. So when I look back at it, I'm like, oh, can't believe this is happening again. How's my luck? Why is he being the sneaky lad that I knew and played with, and we knew obviously when he joined Leicester for the brief time he was at the club. So
some people
again, no one analyses the game like that. All you get is the stick that you get for your second game in a week that you've
scored an OG.
Yeah. So
some people's analysis, Frank, was you weren't quite sure which team you were playing for.
Yeah, well, obviously I scored an OG for
Leicester
Chelsea
was done
against
really
Leicester.
well in the
You
league.
did.
The year before.
Shot of mine that was going wide.
Yeah,
in 3 years.
yeah, you're claiming that it was
Against
on, it was
Tottenham
going on target.
No, it wasn't.
So yeah, but that was probably one of the worst OGs I
Sort of like
because
back heel.
I was running towards the
from
goal.
left field,
You've
I
shot
get the
across, so
nod
I'm running
because
back in
I don't
thinking you're
think
going to
so.
shoot on target. So really, it's his fault. I should have known how bad he was and realised he weren't going to shoot on target.
panicked,
So I've gone to block his shot on target, and he's pulled it back behind me.
At that stage
So
of his
what I've
career.
gone to do is back heel it out of the
anyway,
goal. And it's hit me standing
Go to
foot and
Burnham
got in.
Beaches
Looked
for a couple of
ridiculous.
nights.
It was
Same.
one of the most embarrassing ones. And I remember Glenn Hoddle.
something happens,
Glenn Hoddle
Frank.
was the manager at the time, and
And
he's
you
he's gone,
unfortunately lose
what are you
out on
doing?
that starting
And I
slot.
told him what I tried
in the
to
big
do.
game
He's
against
gone.
Tottenham. Would
Even
you
if you
turn
try and
in
swing
light
your
the
left
fans
foot.
on the
Yeah, well, that's
Yeah.
probably,
Doesn't
it's
look as
probably one of the darkest attempt on your own
moments of
line.
my
And
career,
I said,
as
Gaffer,
in
you're
the
right,
playing
mate.
side
Hold
of
my
it
hands up.
and
But again, I
another
didn't
opportunity
didn't
to
bother
achieve
me
something
as
and not
in
being able to do it because
dent my confidence.
when you think about it,
you know,
No, that's a
I knew what I was
great
doing for the
attribute.
team and
cup
and
finals.
It's a
the things that I was
millisecond
achieving.
decision at the end of
won
the
the
day.
FA
You know what I mean? And
And I'll make
We've all
more.
been there.
I'll make more right ones
Yeah,
than wrong
exactly.
ones throughout the season.
So you're on a roll,
again,
basically.
I'm on a roll.
You know, I
I
Yeah.
got a lot of stick, and
I'm
I still get
Wembley's
stick about it
becoming
now.
the second
20
home.
odd years later, loving it. Do you know what I mean? And then obviously in the preparation to it,
You're the own goal king.
we get to
No,
the
no,
hotel. Jamie Carragher scored more own
Yeah, he
goals than
actually
me.
did,
Do you know what I mean?
They weren't as
You know what I
spectacular
mean?
as yours, Frank.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially your 30-yarder against
I was going to
Middlesbrough.
say, do you remember
remember
that
the
one?
manager
Yeah.
saying,
Whilst, like, you know, an England international goalkeeper
I
from
remember it was a
30
big
yards.
game as well, wasn't it? The
There's a
Middlesbrough
cinema
one
across
because
the road
Yeah.
or something.
we were, and a few of the lads were going, oh, do you fancy going over to the cinema and all that? And they were down there with us, and it was a big game.
It didn't seal our fate, but pretty much.
No, but to start the game like that, but I'm a London lad and not been home for a while. There's an opportunity for me to be in London. I'm on the outskirts. And me and Walks, who were really close, within my own mind, ended up like falling out. But we were still mates, but
Yeah,
we
you had a
fell out.
proper-
We had a fallout over it because I'm blaming him, what you're doing out your goal. And he's blaming me, what you're doing, playing it back that far.
That's what we
You know
didn't
I mean?
need, wasn't it?
What you're doing, shooting back at your own goal. I know that. So I mean,
What was it,
Ian wasn't
Martin?
meeting.
Sorry, what was it Martin said
which was
about you?
Oh no,
In terms of set
that
pieces.
was before. So after the Chelsea OG,
Yeah, 'cause that was Peter Taylor, wasn't it? The Middlesbrough, sorry.
Yeah, the Middlesbrough one was Peter
Yeah.
Taylor. But after the Chelsea OG,
don't have to mention it.
I remember going home and watching the interview. And I'm doing a bit of
Neil
shopping, and
Some
friends come and meet me. And if anything, he took a bit of the ice off of it. Because tracker time. They said to him, "What are you going to do next week?"
being
when
with some people,
you had a bit of food,
you know, you
lose
just track
centre
of
half,
time,
or
and then I
whatever, he
realised
scored 2 own goals in 2 games.
five
Yeah.
o'clock,
What are you
I'm
going to do
thinking to
next
myself,
week,
"Ooh,
like that?"
couple of hours
And he
before
went,
the team meeting,
"Well,
I
I've
probably
got
should have gone
2
then."
things I can do from defending set
time,
pieces.
yeah.
I can put him on the
How
halfway
we
line,
plan on getting back?
or I can man mark him."
One of his own players.
Yeah, to
scored.
man mark him
Called a
like
taxi,
that.
well,
So he
that
made a
was
bit of
big
light out of
Called a
it,
taxi
which
there, got
made
there
me
in
feel better straight away.
45 minutes.
And you know, coming back in the next week and stuff. But,
Oh, mention
you
it
know,
now.
like I said,
Yeah, and then
my performances
obviously
in
at 5
between
o'clock, I'm
my
thinking
own
couple
goals
hours
throughout
back
my
in
career,
my
thinking in my head, I was
I've
still
got 45 minutes to get back.
I thought I was doing all right. That was the issue I had
course.
because I'm not taking the
into
Middlesbrough one.
consideration.
Going back to that one,
Traffic
through London, unbelievable.
coming out of
Like
London.
ball goes back.
So I ended
I
up
don't think
leaving about
we'd ever
6-ish.
practiced. I can't remember us ever
I got back at
practiced
7:30 after the
from a
meeting.
kickoff.
It was.
The ball going back to me. I don't ever remember it. And I remember what we'd normally do is
into the
take
hotel
kick-off, go to a midfield player, go out to either full-back, and we'd hit the line
reception.
and we'd play forward. For some reason, the ball ended up back at me.
Was that from kick-off?
It was straight from kick-off.
Oh, it was as well,
It was
wasn't
straight from kick-off. And for some reason, the ball's ended back to me, which surprised me a little bit. So I've just thought, I'm going back to walk.
it back.
So I've just turned out,
play it.
and as I've gone to play it, if you watch the goal back, it bounces up off the ground, and as I go to play it, it comes off my shin pad, straight up, because I watch them all back. It comes off my shin pad and just bullets back at him.
Yeah.
Instead of a side pass, which I was going to do. Comes off my shin pad, which picks up the pace on the ball.
Yeah.
And literally, I'm looking at it. He was on the right side because he always used to come over to his right. You'd give him it at angle, he'd open it out and play it. And I'm looking, and I can't see him in the goal, and I can just see the ball going back to the goal. I couldn't believe it. It was like, it was 30 seconds into the game.
Wow.
We're 1-0 game.
Jeez, it
1-0
was as
down
well, yeah.
Into the game, and I just thought, I wanted the ground to swallow me
Ended
up.
up that score as well, didn't it?
We ended up getting beat 1-0.
Yeah.
Again,
Wow.
did it affect me? Well, I think I got Supporters Player of the Year that year, even though we got relegated.
Yeah.
So it goes to show again that
It wouldn't
I didn't
affect
let
you,
it-
no.
I didn't let that affect me, even though that was probably the
It
one.
affected me.
Well, it affected all of us because we got relegated. Do you know what I mean? Not because of that one goal, it's because we weren't good enough over the length of the season. But that was a key game, and I think after that game, because of the manner of the loss, that probably doomed us, and we probably found it difficult to come back from that after that.